How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome, TEXAN Tailgate. This is episode 38. Tonight we have a special guest on. My Life is Awesome with Lit Gains. But before we get into things, just going to go ahead and bring everybody out. So, got Crypto Compassion, David Lee, Hexy Quinn,
Hi, guys.
Lou. We got Godfather J6. So, how's everybody doing?
Doing well.
Howdy, everybody.
Awesome.
Very good.
And we got Lit Gaines joining us for the very first time. How you doing, man?
Yeah, what up?
Welcome, Lit.
Oh,
Dude, this is like a dream come true. After watching you so many times to be here sitting with you, man, it's an honor.
2024 is different, y'all. This is when we all like find out who's been here, who's genuine. We all link up. We all juice each other's posts. You know, this is the year.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. We've needed your energy on this stream, Lit. So bring it.
Yeah, it's been up and down. I can't get the energy from the chart the way that I wanted, so I get it from the people. You know, and like, let's be real. Like, if we do that, the chart will happen. I've talked to a lot of people who've done a lot of research. I've been really coming back strong, and I think I'm toying with the idea of like, does community have impact, or is it all whales and OA, and we're just along for the ride? So I'm questioning, should I just kick back and have as much fun as possible with all y'all? Because it's the whales and OA doing it all, and I'm like ride or die. So I'm either going to get swung that way or swung this way. Or is the network effect amongst us real, and what we're doing here actually matters? So I'm trying to get to the core of like, can we link with enough people who are on the same mission, who came here for the same reason, and find what's common between us? Because the nature of going from a singular token that pumped 10,000x, which was Hex, and then turning it into an L1 blockchain, like that's an experiment. That's never happened. No founder has ever launched a coin that went up that much and then launched an L1 blockchain. So we've never had to experience the fracturing effect of being one audience for one sports team and then suddenly becoming DraftKings, where it's like thousands of them. And we're like, but wait, like we used to chant one name in one stadium. We all have the jersey. What the hell? So that transition is none of our fault. And everyone evolves to it different. Some people, they don't take it on. And some people take it on completely. Some people are new, so that when they show up, they're just like, dude, I don't even know what any of you are talking about. I want to build on Pulse Chain. It's cheap gas. The founder sounds cool. Like he, you know, like there's people I talk to who their mindset is that simple. They're like, I just want to build on Pulse Chain. These are devs. And I'm looking at like the integration of the community and how we all fit together. And I'm trying to really like put the strong people where they're good. Let's see like who's good at what and just put them in that area. And don't give them any rules, because rules suck. Like, keep the rules as minimal as possible. If anything, like a basic framework is what I'm thinking. So I'm trying to holistically look at Pulse Chain and look at community and question, are whales and OA controlling everything, and we're just on that roller coaster because we sacked and we're holding bags? Or is everything that we do together, like, are we changing the chain itself? Are we the chain? Are we dominating what actually happens? And I think there's a way to prove it with like online metrics. But I'm curious what all of you guys think. Like, do you think 2024, like all you've learned about crypto up to this point, do you think like all of us in a community have network effect on chain, or do you think it's a whale and an OA game?
Well, speaking of community and online metrics, I'm going to go ahead and just say hello to the chat, because, you know, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't, you know, for the community and those who support us. So we also got Facing Reality, Francis, I love Jesus, I love Hex Pulse, hello. Got IDB, thank you so much for being here. Let's see, you got Gene Mafia, Operation Moon Pulse Chain, Cheers All. Got Quinn, Samantha. So, I definitely feel that there's, I feel like it takes a healthy balance of everything. But building community, I feel, is one of the biggest keystones. But we'll pass it around.
I can go next if y'all want. I think it's kind of like going through puberty, Lit. It's kind of painful. It's awkward, right? You get that zit at the exact worst time where it really, really hurts, right? Like right at the corner of your nose type thing. And I think we just gotta go, you gotta grind through it.
I'm just gonna take your word for it, David. But it sounds familiar. It does feel a little bit like that.
Man, it was a long time ago.
You look right.
Bro, I can't believe you just said pulse chain transitions like puberty. Maybe it is, man. It's the awkward phase. Like that's why this new woke agenda as a coach for 20 years, I just absolutely am super opposed to it, because you don't want to mess with certain things like this woke agenda. Like, guys, if we ask ourselves what's the bottom line truth, we have an opportunity to get to the bottom line. And sometimes we have blind spots. So like we could think we're saying the truth, but we're like, it's delusional. And it's not that like you're a delusional person, you have no logic, you're bad. No, it's delusional in the fact that I was delusioned to think I understood something and I didn't. And if we're humble about it, it's one thing. But if we have a big ego, oh man, it gets out of control quick. But if we can like get to the bottom line, drop our egos, try to really understand what we're doing here, and ask ourselves, like, do I want to waste my time this year? Oh, no. Hell no. I don't want to waste my time. So, like, when I look at society and I look at how everything's coming down the pipeline and I look at our choices, I'm like, okay, like, everything is pretty centralized, controlled, complete globalism is taking over. And we're like in this crypto DeFi community, we're like all kind of the people who are like, whoa, we see that that's happening. And we're like trying to vote with our action that we don't like that. So we're already kind of rebels coming here. So it's kind of like, do rebels get along with other rebels? Not always, but like if they're all under the same flag in the right way, totally. But it has to be kind of framework. So I'm trying to find the right framework that actually brings us together. And I think that the bottom line is people who harm and stab in the back, we want to remove them. And people who are genuine, even if they have their own project, their own pulse chain, they're here putting their time and energy and effort. Like, we need to find the people who are here long-term, genuine, and actually putting effort out consistently. So like, I like that aspect of community. I like that aspect of our future. I'm not sure if we control the charts or the whales. I kind of think the whales and the OA are really in control of things, but I have an experiment to see if us as a community can take all these factors we're dealing with, like you said, like puberty. Like, it's like we're going through puberty. It's like we're in that once was stable hex. We're like a stable childhood, right? And there's all this support. And then we hit puberty as a blockchain and just blast into all these new ways of being that are brand new. And it takes adaptation. But what do we know about puberty? It doesn't last forever. And if you can get through that awkward phase pretty soon, now you have like good jawline, nice pecs, you got some biceps, a little six-pack happening. You know what I'm saying? You got a little mission as a man, you flex a little bit, you're a little stronger and tighter, a little more disciplined. Exactly. Like, that evolution is necessary. So I want to try to facilitate however I can to help us get there. And I recognize, like, I'm just a piece, but I want to do like my piece as good as I can. And like, then I realized I want to like be as 100% with y'all. What I missed is like my piece. I wasn't connecting enough to the community when I started. And I was just a dude like making my own things and my own vibe, just, you know, I didn't understand like, oh, we have to connect these pieces. Like I make my piece the best I can, but I have to fucking be open and connect it to others. You see what I'm saying? So like, that's what this year is for me. I want to like drop whatever ego I had. I didn't even really think I had one, but I'm like, whoa, maybe I did. Maybe I wasn't seeing like what the community actually is completely. Maybe I had a wall up thinking like I have to be cool, or I have to put this kind of content out, or I can't say this about this. And certain things like you question when you get at certain levels, and that isn't me. I don't like that. I actually like to just speak freely, and sometimes it might piss someone off. You know what I'm saying? And I'm realizing like the role I became, what is that the best use of my energy here? And like I want to ask y'all, like, have you ever thought about what you're doing, what your role is, and like, is it the best use of your energy? And are we all running in different directions, or are we all running under one flag? And can we run under one flag while we still hold our own patches? Like, can y'all still be Texans with all your gear and run under the one flag? You know, that's what I want to, that's what I want to talk about. Like, can we do that? Can we form with other communities and like, yo, here's who I am. Here's who I vibe with. Here's my tribe. But I also run under this big flag.
Hell yeah. Is that what Lit Tank is all about?
100%, y'all. I'm getting like big dogs coming in wanting to fund. I'm getting people wanting to fund the ideas. And here's where I'm at. I don't want to be like the CEO. That's not who I actually am. I feel like I'm a facilitator. You know? Like I'm a facilitator, y'all. I love people. So I'm able to talk to a super turbo nerd that's like really dry for a lot of people, but my brain can understand it and then pop back like the two-liner. And I don't know, I've just always been like that my whole life. So I want to use my skill. And then I'm wondering like, man, should I even be in this ecosystem right now? Like, should I start doing long format, deep dive content with other people completely outside this ecosystem? And y'all can just support me from afar and be like, yo, let's talking to a neuroscientist now, or this. Like, I can handle all that. That's my world. I did that coaching I did all that 20 years. So part of me is questioning like, what is the best use that I have here? So that's what Lit Tank was created to like make 2024 different. You know what I'm saying, you guys? Like, we went through the SAC. We went through the other SAC. We waited. We had the SEC. We got just absolutely murked. We had the Eric Walls. We had all the stuff. We had the shock marketing. And then we launched. Nothing went the way that we thought. Like, I remember having a 250x video. And that 250x video came from, like, the OGs that I respected the most at the time. Like, I'm talking, like when you got in a room with these dudes and they talked crypto, you had to be like taking notes. Like I didn't take notes like that. That's not my style, but that was the vibe that I got, the way they talked. Like, you had to be so on it around these dudes. So when they were talking about 250x in 90 days, like, they were doing the wallets, the metrics. They were in main chat. They were breaking down all the data. Like, this was not a stupid out there opinion. There was a lot of data to this opinion. The SACs, the amount of people coming in new every day saying, how do I sacrifice for Pulse Chain? It was like this buzz. I was making videos every day. It was like this incredible euphoric squeeze at the end of the bull where we all came to the top of the mountain. And what happened then is we just basically have been going like this the whole time. And then we launched a little, but we did not even 2x any of them. We didn't even 2x anything. We didn't even 2x anything, y'all. Like, let's be real. I led thousands of people into Pulse Chain. This is the next ETH. And we didn't even 2x. So I am like, all right, Lit. All right, what the hell happened here? So I start researching the sacrifice. I start researching Hex. I start researching Pulse X. I start researching everything in a holistic manner to find the truth. And what I've uncovered is like, we're all here. We all sacked, especially for Pulse X. Like 75% of us sacked for Pulse X. So we're all here. And I want you to understand the two things. When you put money in a transaction on a chain, like 50% of the screen, like go 50-50. Option 1, you put money in a screen on a chain and it immediately goes in and that data is on chain. When you put it in a sack, the other half of the screen, like there's two options. When you put money in a sack, it's locked up. It's not on chain. It's not interacting with anything. It's not a part of any metric. There's no data established. It's just your wallet to the sack address. Do you understand that? Like, so I had to really understand. I knew to crypto when I first started. I was from the stock market. I had this blazing article from an OTC market that was totally obscure. I'm probably like the only person who got onboarded into Pulse Chain that way. And I did it. And now that we're here, I'm like, I thought I had the hottest thing. I was like, that's why I was so lit, dude. I was like, this is the hottest thing. There's billionaires from the stock market piling into this thing. And like there's a huge controversy right now with those billionaires, like namely Rackham, okay? A lot of stuff is happening on Twitter. Sometimes I put a tweet and it gets 1,000 views. I put a tweet with him, it's like 30,000 views, okay? People love drama. And I'm trying to get to the bottom of it because I'm backing this chain up, right? And we have these whales who've put millions of dollars in. And I want people to understand, like, all the people I've talked to, those are pooled wallets. They're not just one dude. Like maybe Godwhale might be one, you know, like there might be a couple, but the top wallet that I'm talking about was pool. Many others, Magic Carpet Ride, ton of them are pools. They did that because they're smart. They gamified the 2.5x multiplier. So when you have whales who get $1,000 and it suddenly becomes $2,500 and everybody else puts $1,000 and they only get 1,000, drink that in. That means this guy has $1,500 of free money to play with, and he still then he still has the 1,000 I do. So if I want to play any kind of game that he's playing, like I can't. I have to put more money. Like you can't. You understand the way that 2.5x worked? So Pulse Chain is now in the position we're in because of all these metrics and tokenomics that have played into it. Not even to mention the way Hex plays into it, because we'll talk for a half hour about it. But the point is this. All of us are here. We sacked. PulseX comes. PulseX was like the greatest sweep of the whole community of all our funds at the end of the bull. And now we're here. And it's like not even back at sack rate. So we're like, in a way, we time locked. You guys get that? Like we time locked, and those transactions did not go on chain to like become. They're in the sack address. So basically, when do those funds become live? Those funds become live when the OA bridge is in. Now the sack funds that we have put now, like years ago, what we put in is now like becoming metric on chain data. So like we have to see, we don't know the power of what we have assembled already because we sent it all to one dude, and it's Richard Hart. And whoever the OA is, right? Y'all know the narrative, whoever the OA is. So I was there at 5 a.m. when Rack said the dolphins would dump before the whales. Okay, I totally believe that. Like, I want to know, like, is he the one dumping? The one who's getting all the blame? Here, as a coach, like, just basic experiment, as a coach. You guys know I'm a coach for 20 years, dude. Come on. This is basic. I don't put Rackham's name, put anyone else's name, put your own name. Let's say the community is coming at you because you're a top wallet and they say you're dumping, and you put a pool of several people. What if one of those people was like, fuck you, dude, and he's selling, and everyone's blaming you, and he's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Look what you pissed me. I'm just asking. Just saying, as a coach, dude, I've seen way worse. And let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen your chick, like, look at one of your boys in a way where you're like, what the fuck? Hey, hold on. No, seriously, go back to your whole life when you've been dating a chick and you go to a party and she sees your sexy ass fucking friend who's all ripped and he has all his charisma. You know what I'm talking about? And she like looks at him some type of way and you're like, damn, that should happen. People cheat. You think your friend wouldn't bang your chick if he had a chance? A lot of friends would. It takes a very few people who would not do that. Now think about money. Would someone steal your money if you weren't looking? It's even harder to find people who won't steal money or bang your chick. Like as a coach. So I know that. So like if we just baseline that and then we say there's a top wallet, there was like a sack years ago, like multiple wallets were in it, and we thought we were gonna do like a 250x. You guys understand? In 90 days, we thought we were just gonna rip. And I'm sure those whales thought that too. Okay? When we waited so long, y'all, everything changed. We haven't even 2x'd yet. So I'm trying to be in reality and talk to every one of you and bring us together. And I'm trying to be like smart about it. I'm trying to be smart, y'all. I put so much energy into Pulse Chain. You know, I put so much energy.
So I wanted to add a little context and answer one of your earlier questions, Lit. Is I do think it is very possible that we can all unite and we can run under the same banner, because when we have a common enemy, which in this case happens to be the SEC, it's pretty much DeFi, versus, centralized powers. And, we can all be successful without, we don't have to tear others down in order to, to be successful. And I'm starting to see a lot more collaboration amongst fellow Pulse Chain builders, which I do feel that is the right way to go. So this, I really feel like the key to making Pulse Chain a success is going outside of the Richard Hart ecosystem and bringing in new people, new money, new ideas, new opportunities. And, I've listened to Corey Costa talk a lot about, the interoperability of where all these different blockchains can like communicate with one another and have bridges and roads where you can go back and forth, which I think is very vital and very crucial. But I was listening to some commentary from RG3, and he was saying recently a lot of these pumps are really just for, in his words, piss ants. But I mean, you gotta let people do what they gotta do. And, Richard Hart does, I personally feel, pumps bags, but he pumps for those who truly believe. So if you're in this for the long haul, and you're not worried about, it's like, I still have my tokens. I still have my coins. Like, the price can go up and down, but I'm still here. And I think that's what matters most. But my role, where I feel like I'm most effective, is learning and bettering myself so that I can help empower others. So less time fighting with people, crypto Twitter drama. If it was up to me, I would put every single person that has any kind of drama on Twitter, I would put you all in a steel cage match, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, and I'd let you fight it out. That's what Brandon does. He lets people sling it out in the in the Twitter live spaces, because it's like, let people get it out of their system. But no, the less time we spend tearing one another down, we can invest in ourselves so that we can pour into other people's cup. So that's what I feel I'm most suited for.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any group of whales or sacrifice pooled funds that can outsell what I believe the OA has plans for. So if there's people that are pretty salty about Richard twerking or the things he was doing, and they want to get out on a 2X, and they want to sell, and like you said, they're not, trickle selling because they want to like maybe, upset someone. I don't think it can stop the inevitable of someone wanting to paint a chart, someone wanting to make it where people over at Ethereum, when the bull run hits, that's when the community of people, because right now it's like we're building that foundation, we're building that Las Vegas, right? We're building the casinos. And then what makes Las Vegas, Las Vegas? It's not just the big corporations like Caesar's Palace and all that kind of stuff, the Bellagio. It's the people. And so when people get, disgusted by the fees on Ethereum and they start bridging in, like you said, do we make a difference? Yes, I think you do, in the sense that when a community over on Ethereum, pivots and decides in the heat of the bull market, they're just disgusted with Ethereum fees. And look what Richard has done. He's built like an entire city that's ready just to be lit up with electricity. And then we start putting in cool products that are like, real world assets. They're not just meme tokens, all these other things that people go, whoa, look, check out Pulse Chain, Then I think the masses do come, and it's just not whales. But in the beginning, it is whale games, and there are whale games. And I don't think these pooled whales, when you think about the OA funds that we have sitting on the sidelines for SAC funds, they pale in comparison to what they could do as far as selling. They can't outsell the future buys.
I like that.
Point.
The OA, and we've been talking about the massive monetary just power that's been locked up and constricted since the sacrifices. Now, typically we would look at a situation like that, and the longer you keep something like that, compressed, the more power it's going to have when it's released.
Mm-hmm.
And so it makes you wonder. I don't know how you forecast what happens when that starts getting deployed, especially when a genius is doing it, or, so yeah, that's the thing I'm kind of wondering. But, the people that have been around and the people that continue to contribute are recognized for a reason. And you're either recognized because, right, you're full of vinegar and you're good at getting hate, or you're still around because you had integrity and you were genuine and people could smell you out if you were phony.
Yeah.
And we've seen some of those come and go, but the people that were, still here, we still hold our bags and we're waiting for that energy to be released. But I really think it comes down to those kind of things that's going to best tell us what's going to happen in the future.
It's a really good way that you put it. Like we are just waiting. We're waiting in the wings to see what happens with those funds, because if our chain was live when we put them in, like that would have been the moon run of all time. That would have been a $600 million run and a $1 billion run. I don't know if you guys know about 10,000 X's, but that probably would have been more. Like all dumped in all at once when the whole community is in a hodl mindset with a hex staking mindset. If Pulse Chain launched at that time and was live and those funds went in, that would have been a $600 million pump when everyone wanted PLS. Like I had everyone FOMO to the hilltops without meaning to. It was because I was so excited. I was like, let me learn about crypto. What is a blockchain? How does it work? I didn't know about validators. I didn't know about staking. I didn't know about DeFi. I didn't know the difference between a centralized exchange and a decentralized exchange. I didn't know like a centralized exchange has all your info and reports it, and a decentralized exchange shows just every transaction. Boom, boom, boom. You can double check it. You have to do it yourself. And it's like, I didn't understand any of this stuff. I didn't understand, once you do something on blockchain, it's there forever on like all multiple different sources. So even if you try to delete one, you could never, it'll show. It's just like locked in there forever. Like I had to learn so much coming into this game. that when I finally realized, like, if we had had a live chain during those sacks, that would have been $600 million pump. And when PulseX came around, he could have like introduced PulseX, and that would have been $1 billion pump in it. And we have to sit back and ask ourselves, why did that not happen? Like, did we get played, or is there a master plan? And like, that's kind of what it's coming down to. We didn't even 2x. Like, did we get played, or is there something bigger happening? Because there's SEC involved, there's legal things, like, and SEC has taken out like the whole of crypto. Like, they've sued not dozens, like hundreds of places in crypto have all come under SEC inspection in this year. New laws are coming. We're all going to have to be brokers in DeFi. We're going to have to like basically be brokerages. Like, all our trades have like freaking houses with agents in the back screaming, trade Hexa 2. Like, you know, in the 80s, and there's like these brokerages, and it's all these dudes. Like, it literally, like, they're making us those dudes, and we're just sitting here in our house. Me and Identity Block talk about it all the time. So like, understanding all of this stuff and trying to put all these factors together, I think I've finally like come to the conclusion that whatever these whales are doing, whatever the OA is doing, I don't want to sit here as a coach waiting. I don't just want to sit here waiting. I call it greasing the track. What I mean is, the track is Pulse Chain. It's fucking rusted. It's been there for 2 years, right? And it's been raining on it for 2 winters, and it got rusted. And we're on the track. It didn't even 2x, but it's a good track. It just fucking got rusted because it took so long to launch. So now the OA pumps and the whales dump billions of pulse, and they fucking slam the buy wall. And I went on Twitter and said, hey, I just want to make sure that that's actually rack dumping, if it is. And if any one of you know who wants the buy wall to get dumped on, you think I want the pulse chain buy wall to get smashed on? Oh my God. No, I don't want whales dumping. I want us to frickin' moon run. But what this is teaching me, whoever that is, whether that's Rack or his friend, or if it actually is, dude, I'm not going to defend someone dumping like that. That sucks. Okay? I just want to know the truth as a coach. I want to know who's actually doing it. That's all. So that has taught me something. If you step back from the situation and remove the drama, whether you like the guy or not, what has it taught us? It taught us someone at the top can hurt you. They can frickin' hurt you in this game. That's what it taught me. So it's like, okay, take Rack out of here. Let's say Rack is gone and he sells and there's no more Rackham Reichel in Pulse Chain. There is another top wallet, and if they sell, they're going to hurt you just the same. Do you understand what I'm telling y'all? Hate that guy all you want. It's just like, what we hate is the buy wall getting smashed on. What we hate is people not trickle selling. Fucking trickle sell. It means I want $1 million out of the system. Get it over a month. Take it out over a month. Break up your transactions. Let the buy wall rip. Take little pieces out of it. That's what it's called. When you have guys just dumping huge transactions and smashing the buy wall, I hate that. I hate that stuff. I don't understand it unless you have ill intentions or you genuinely need the money. And here's the thing. This is DeFi. So my opinion doesn't even matter. Your opinion doesn't even matter. What matters is that they freaking sold it and dumped the chart. That's all that matters. I'm learning that. I'm learning as a coach, if your client starts freaking out, you can change direction. You can try something different. In DeFi, in crypto, when things start wilding out, you can't coach it back. You can't fix it. If people dump and they tank I'm learning. I can't fix any of that. So I'm trying to come here and say, all right, how do we, first of all, what environment are we actually in? Like, as a coach, I want to be like, where am I? Like, I sacked and closed my eyes and went in a dream and woke up in 2024 and I'm here and we didn't 2x yet. So I'm like, let's understand that. So that's what Lit Tank is. It is a genuine analysis of the community. I will allow anyone here to tell me, here's where we effed up. Here's where other people are doing better. They did it right. This project is good. And it's not even on Pulse Chain. It's some other chain. I still want to hear about it. Because if it's working over there, why aren't we adopting a model here and being mature as adults? Like, that is what I've been bringing since I've come back for the last, month or something. And I did come back before the OA pump. I've been here the whole time. I've been checking in. I got my real estate license in the Bear. Been practicing. Came back. This is the worst market in history. It was like a joke. It was like a laughable. Like a $1.2 million house is like $12,000 a month. And if you do their finances, they have to make hundreds of thousands of dollars to qualify for that mortgage. And like a couple of years ago, that would have been 800,000 or 6 or 7. It ratcheted so high, it became so unaffordable. And here I am going, what? Like, what is this? This game's wrecked. I got in at the very end of like a 10-year bull, and now things are just falling apart in residential real estate. But what that taught me is it gave me a really good reality check. A lot of people are about to be losing homes. A lot of people cannot afford homes. A lot of people are renting because they can't buy because of the situation that we're in, because of that housing situation. We are seeing BlackRock buy so much houses that bought up the price. I think they own 40 or 60% of the housing market or something. And over those few years, when BlackRock buys up all these houses, you're not buying them. They're buying them. So what you could have afforded a few years ago, if people stop buying, but these big institutions landslide by, the market's going to look hot. But what if it's not actually mostly people buying? And that's what happened. These institutions came in so hard with so much money. They bought up so much of the residential assets that like the prices are like so offset. We actually have to have a correction. It's called a correction because when you go too high, you have to come back down. Hex got the 50 cents. It couldn't hold it. You get it? It's a correction. It's like charts go up, but they correct. And you try to chart it, but like whales can change a chart in one transaction. They can sell billions of pulse. They can also buy billions of pulse and moonrun us. Like, it works both ways. So I'm trying to actually truly understand and not be delusional in this crypto game. And I realized like I trusted Richard Hart coming into Pulse Chain. Like, once I got here and started learning from him, think about that. Ask yourself this question. Did you trust Richard Hart at some point in your life to be here where you are?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
At
So,
some point. I'm just kidding.
What I'm learning is in DeFi, you can't trust anyone. You know what I'm saying? Like in DeFi, you can't trust anyone because it's trustless. Trustless means I don't want to trust a middleman. I don't want to trust you, Lit, even if you are a coach. What if you rug? What if money actually is important to you? There's trustless DeFi because so many people scam. And yet here we are trusting Richard with everything for years. And we have to ask ourselves, like, what are we really doing here? So, like, I happen to have faith that the OA is going to continue bridging funds. And to see that happen, I don't know if you guys like can relate, but to be on that ride that we were on, right? All these ups and downs, and then all these years later to find out, ooh, what? Richard got 11 lawyers and he's bridging in OA funds. Can I ask you guys, what was the emotion that went through your system when you realized, oh my God, OA bridged in funds to pump our chain? Like, that's what we thought, what What happened when you guys found out the OA was pumping our chain, given everything that we've been through?
Honestly, for me, it was just kind of expected. I felt like that was going to be the play, and we're seeing a little bit of a taste of it. And I felt like it was pretty much a sign of showing strength, like, because it coincided at the same time when Richard announced that he had a team of 11 attorneys, top notch, getting ready to fight the SEC. So it's like I'm swinging one hand, fighting the SEC, and then you see the other hand swinging, meaning we're pumping, like, hey, haven't forgotten about y'all. We're, want to get things back to sack rate, or I don't know how it's going to play out, but I just always looked at the sack funds as Richard or whoever controls that is more like the benevolent banker. And, if you stick with the ecosystem long enough, it's going to be a great ride to be a part of. So don't get off, because once you get off, you're not catching that train and getting back on. It's a game of musical chairs. You lose your seat when you get up and run around in the circle.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, congratulations, Lid, on getting the real estate license, irregardless of the market. I know the market's crappy. You know what I mean? And I know that
Wrecked, bro.
and you and I could talk offline on real estate in the future here. But congratulations on that. Don't give up on it by any means.
Yeah, thank you. It's I had like people who are my boys, and they've been in real estate for like 40 years,
Yeah.
and they're brokers and they have employees, and I got my license and told them, and they're like, oh my God, I can't wait to like send you out. Like, you're going to fucking slay. They were so excited. And then they looked at me and they were like, bro, like, this is the worst market I've seen in 40 years. So
Yeah.
I just find it like it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Guys, that is what it is. I got my license. My mom always wanted me to do it. She died. I fucking tried to follow my dad's footsteps. He was an asshole. He never gave me credit. Honestly, like, everyone hates Rackham, and I think the only reason I freaking understand him, like, if he dumped, totally, screw it, but like, my dad was like that. My dad was a 50s dad, and he grew up in like the country where like you had to freaking be tough, like military family. And if you didn't stand tall and pick yourself up and dust your pants off, like, you were sensitive. And if you're sensitive, that shit didn't fly in my family. You had to be tough. So like, my father would look at you and freaking say shit that would like just mess with your, like, I don't want to curse, but like, he will really F with you. All right? He'll, like a father looking at you, just picking you apart with one liner. And he thought he was making me better. He thought he was making me stronger. He challenged me. Oh, you're not going to hold that. You can't hold that. You're too weak. Like, that is my dad. So when I heard Rax saying shit like that, I was like, oh, you're just a 50s dude, just like my dad, all wrapped up in this one mindset. And the way that they are sometimes really pisses people off. And I see that. And I'm like, oh, so like, I grew up around that energy. And now, 2024 in Pulse Chain, being through like everything I went through, and my mom died, and I got my real estate license to honor her. And now I'm here. I'm just like, okay, what are we doing, y'all? Seriously, like, what the hell are we doing? If the OA is going to pump it, that means we're on a track and the railroad's coming. And whether we grease the track or not, it's going to run. That's what that means. If we're just waiting for OA, that's all that means. So if option A, then let's just have as much fun as possible while we're here. And if option B, then we need to be smart and actually work together. Do you guys get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
How do you feel about that?
You know, I think also what you talked about as far as greasing the track. What if the OA believes that he has 1.6 bill, and that the goal is that the future Ethereum wave of people coming completely supersedes that amount? What if he believes that he's just kickstarting it with that much? That we look at it from our little bubble right now, where we're like, oh my gosh, 1.6 bill, it's so huge, no one else can pump this. But he knows that once he pushes it past the brink, that it takes on a life of its own. It becomes where if we actually want Pulse Chain to become, you know, a $40 billion chain, that's a lot more than 1.6, right?
Yeah, and look at this comment. Lit was one of the first videos I sent to my friends to onboard into Hex. Do you guys know what that means to me as a coach? I'm gonna be honest as I can. That means my charisma brought someone who followed me into that, is how I see it as a coach. And I have had to like adapt. That is not crypto. Crypto is actually like, no, bro, your video I sent my boy to when I onboarded him at Hex, bro, you're good. We do our own research. I didn't know that. So like this comment is really special for me, because when I was like starting those videos, I was trying to coach everyone and like be a coach. And then I'm like learning, whoa, DeFi has nothing to do with coaching. DeFi and coaching are like polar opposites. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be as effective as possible. And this dude right here, Lit, was one of the first videos I sent my friends to. I have a personal responsibility as like a man of integrity. I want to see my boys do well. Like, I want to see my boy Mixed Crypto Art crushing this game out. Big shout out, bro. Much love. I want to see you crush this game out. I want to see your onboard crush this game out. So that's why I'm asking these questions. You understand? I want us all, like a hive mind collective consciousness, really focusing on what rips a chart. How do we help? How can TEXAN help? Can TEXAN do something to make PulseX rip or Pulse rip and just be a community hero? And everyone's like, who the hell did that? And I was like, these TEXAN dudes. Like, can you work with other people? Can y'all come to Lit Tank and network it out with us? Can we like all link? I'm starting to get big dogs wanting in on what I'm building, because what I'm building is not me. It's all of us. You see the difference? I'm a coach, so I'm like, all of us need to do this. Where do my projects go? They go to developers. Where do the ideas come from? They come from the community. Well, where do the community and the developer go? Well, they go to a foundation. Well, who's the foundation? It's whoever the hell the foundation wants to be, to vet the code, vet the dev, vet the creator, put them all on a founder board, and get them out through the process so that what spits out of it is a clean, vetted project, community raised through Lit Tank, funneled into the foundations that vet it. Then it comes back to all the influencers. Now all of a sudden, boom, you got the seal, you got the fucking Lit Tank Pulse Chain Foundation seal. I don't give a shit who we use. I don't care. I just want us to moon run. Do you get that? I don't care.
Yeah, same.
I just want us to moon run. So if I have to open up my channel and stream every day, like, I'll do the best I humanly possibly can. And if I have to like talk to y'all think tank style and be like, you have power, you're OGs in this space, you're one of the first coins here, everyone knows you, that you're genuine, you've been here for years, you've been here since Pulse Chain started. So I don't know all your history, I haven't followed it, but I know that Rags and Crypto Heartbeat are like the same OGs as me. We are born of that same freaking time zone where everything was a certain way, and only those dudes know that we're streaming all the time. No, like I know, like there was only like a dozen of us at that time. I'm like part of that first wave. So like, I know they've seen everything change. And this is the people I want to talk to and reach out to and link up with. These people who are genuine, who've been here, where we can actually work together, funnel. And these community people who create the idea, like these are now founders. You can become a founder on Lit Tank. You can become a founder on a project just by coming to my channel and sharing an idea. And if your idea sucks, I'm going to tell you, sorry, bro, that sucks. You got to do better. It's not going to work. This is DeFi. It's trustless. No one gives a shit. Either it works or it doesn't work. It's not coaching. You get that? I realize I can't be a coach. I have to actually put a different hat on. So that's what this year is for me. That's what Lit Tank is. It's like, fuck, dude. I know everyone in this game. Y'all need to come to the tank and let the community innovate on your project and all work together so that you have a patch on your jersey and your backpack, like has a Texan flag, but you also have a RH flag. And that's what all brought us here. So I feel like if we all come together, those people who sacked for Richard Hart and have been here through the fucking ups and downs, and they have their own community, all of us need to come together and say, my code's good. No one's getting rugged. No admin key, like whatever. There's rules we can all abide by to get that stamp of approval so that new onboards are like, what does that mean? And it's like, oh, well, that means that like this, and it'll be like this simple picture, like community funded, dev developed, foundation vetted. It's like so simple. I used to do UX as a living, marketing, branding, UX. That's what I did. I was in a think tank. It's like second nature, y'all. I could do this shit in my sleep. But when I see us not working together as a community, when I see us thinking that like my flag has to be number one, I don't like that. I like my flag is who I am, and this is my tribe in this army. Like we're like a squadron in the army because we're all on Pulse Chain, and it was Richard's vision. So like other chains never had a founder who streamed, like live stream. Charles Hoskin a little bit, but like hit me in the chat. Was there other people who like streamed the way Richard did and freaking asked us everything and taught us stuff and protected us and was a kind of an asshole where he like was cocky? He was so cocky. Like you would not want to debate the guy because he was so cocky because he could back it up. He could back up his knowledge in crypto. So all of us got in with him, and then he kind of like pieced. Y'all know he pieced for days. I started hearing he was dead. It's an AI green screen. The old Richard's gone. The SEC got. I heard everything was people were DMing me all kinds of conspiracies. I heard he was a clone, dude. I heard weird stuff, y'all. And like, let's be real. Let's be real. Richard got 11 lawyers and OA bridge funds. That's what we need to know. So I think this year in January, we have to ask ourselves, like, are we just here for the ride and the OA is going to take over? So it doesn't matter what we do. Or do we do what I'm like trying to do? And that's an experiment. And I really want all of you and everyone else to participate in it because it's not about me. It's about me being a piece. It's about me being a funnel to bring the next step. And I am not the next step. Do you guys understand that? Like, I'm not the next step. Like, I just want to be the step that I am. I want to be the puzzle piece that I am. And so I'm offering it to y'all, the Texan group, and others who are like OGs, legit, genuine people, been here a long time, have good intentions, and they actually want to see Pulse Chain do well. I love connecting with these type of people, and that's kind of like, that's the vision, and it's all coming together. We're streaming all kinds. I'm going to be streaming with Nerd Girl tomorrow. I love that girl. Can't wait to stream with her. She's super smart. She's sassy. She's like honest. Like she's just a cool person to have in crypto because she's really smart and she's just herself.
She comes prepared too.
Yeah, and she's smart. So like I'm excited to talk to her. I have other centralized exchanges trying to get Pulse Chain listed coming on the show. I have other people fighting for Pulse Chain legally. I have other people who are devs. I have other people who are absolute creatives waiting to burst on the scene with their ideas that can help PulseX Moonrun. Like, I have a lot coming, but like, this is not me. I realized the biggest mistake I made is like trying to be something in this community. No. That's not a community. That's a bunch of freaking narcissistic people trying to get along. Like rebels, like trying to have my own camp of rebels inside the rebel camp. You get it?
It's like we're in a rebel camp. What are we all grouping up into rebel camps in the rebel camp for? Aren't we all rebels under like not liking what's happening out in the real world? And we're here trying to be like, how can I change it with my action, not just talk about it? Like DeFi trading is your act. You're using your action. So like by us being here, you get what I'm painting the picture of? It's like we're all here under Richard in a big DeFi movement in a globalistic turning world that doesn't really make sense to most of us because we're kind of old school and like, yo, I appreciate the old school traditions. I appreciate having different countries with different cultures. I don't need to be one big happy global empire. That sucks. I want Denmark to be Denmark and South Africa to be South Africa. I want freaking Spain to be Spain. I want to go to Mexico and hear people like talking broken Spanish and be like, hey, bro, you want to come drink with us? I would love to come drink with you, bro. Let's party. Like, I love that. That's what makes going to Mexico cool. Because you like link up with these Mexico dudes who just want to have a good time and they see me and they're like, that's my boy. I start talking in broken ass Spanish. We have fun. I don't want some globalist empire that like changes the culture. I like DeFi. I like being separate. But if we're all rebels, like, can't we all rebel together? Can't you wear your patch in your backpack and we rebel together and still move in one direction? Can you guys still have a moon running TEXAN token while helping Pulse Chain and PulseX? Like, that's my real goal. I want to talk to you guys about that. I want to open up that conversation. Like, the people who are genuine in this community, like, we can do that. You know what I'm saying? I think we can. It's a what's it called? It's an experiment. Lit Tank's an experiment, y'all.
And I did have something that I wanted to share with not just you, Lit, but with the audience in general, just to kind of give an example of what collaboration and communities, helping one another looks like. So right here, app.internetmoney.io, there is going to be a buy and burn for TEXAN token. There's going to be more details released, I believe, tomorrow with Brandon and KG from Internet Money. But on this website, you will be able to stake Time token, and every swap that happens in the Internet Money wallet will buy and burn TEXAN. And you will be able to deposit your time. And you can also choose to withdraw it. You can also choose to revoke it from your wallet completely. But this is just one mere step towards, communities trying to cross-pollinate and, build a better ecosystem for everybody. So that is something that is really incredible and really amazing. So special shout out to KG, Don Montoya, the Internet Money team, Rags to Riches, Crypto Heartbeat. So very exciting news. And also just wanted to point out, give a special shout out to Captain RG3, Black Hexagon, a Wild SJ. We do have Pulse Chain tours coming up. One in particular is going to be on Saturday, February the 17th in Houston, Texas, when Real Estate Meets Crypto seminar. So that sounds really amazing. So honestly, great people out there in the ecosystem doing great things to help grow the ecosystem. We definitely want to support them. And hold on one moment.
Passion and Lit road trip to Texas.
Yeah.
Yep. Here they are.
Tell me more about the buy and burn. What I talked to KB like a long time ago, and we were discussing working together, and I was telling him like I was really excited about doing something like this. This like a year ago, or I don't know, 8 months ago or something. So I'm really excited to see he's implementing this and like connecting with you guys. What is the tokenomics on this? Is he doing 1%, 0.5%? Is it Do you know the metrics of the buy and burn he's putting into your token?
I don't know the exact numbers and the metrics behind it. I know that all of the pulse goes to, I believe it's a sweep protocol, and I just know at this time that when you deposit the time token into the contract, it allows for the buy and burn for TEXAN tokens. So they are going to have more details on that tomorrow.
It's fed off of the swap fee.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. I know how it works.
0.7.
I love it. I mean, that's huge. It's huge for you guys. You know,
just historic, and just super thanks to KG and Don Montoya and Brandon and Matt for collaborating, and it's a game changer for TEXAN. It really is. Over as these things grow, and it's my new favorite wallet. Not that it already wasn't, but it is super duper my favorite wallet now.
well, yeah. I mean, I hope so, because that's fantastic. That's literally like, this is the type of partnership I'm talking about. This is exactly what I want to see happening. This is, like I said, I talked to KG like 8 months ago or a year ago. Like, we almost worked something out just like this. So, like, do you know how happy I am as a coach to see, like, good people connecting? I don't know if you guys know that, but, like,
all those dudes are legend founders.
And just think of it from a coach's perspective. We didn't even 2x, all right? We didn't even 2x, y'all. It's been years, and we didn't even 2x. I'm, like, becoming stoked on the community. Like, that partnership, I'm learning that is a win. And if we don't celebrate our wins, we're freaking stupid. We have to celebrate our wins and get positive again. Okay?
Yeah,
because we didn't even 2x. So if we don't, like, reform our consciousness and our perspective, like, the buy and burn from Internet Money Wallet going to your token, congratulations, dude. I'm so stoked to hear that live on stream. Like, I'm super proud of you guys. I like KG, I like Dawn, I like Rags, I like Harpy, I like all y'all. That's a great partnership. And I feel like you guys are serious. Like, I feel like you guys are serious. So you're not here to, like, tell people a bunch of stuff and really you're thinking something else. I think you're all just being genuine. So I love hearing that news. I love having you guys be a part of this community. And, like, I think we just reach out to more and more people who are here serious, you know? And I mean, think about it, you guys. My initial question, like, are we here for the OA ride and the whales, or are we just, like, we better get to integrating? You know what I'm saying? We better innovate. We better get on it. So I don't know which one it is. So I'm taking the side of, let's just get everyone together and innovate and do everything we can as a community to grease the track, so that, like, when that OA starts pumping, it's not a rusty track. It's a freaking nice, smooth, greased up track.
Hey, part of the thing that, has kept us all together is that love. And I want to ask everyone to do me a favor. Heartbeat has suffered a loss of a very close, important personal friend. And I want you all to send him out some love. Say a prayer, and imagine you just wrapping him up in a big hug. And you guys are the best, and I know no one can do it better. I don't want to bring everyone down, but
I just DM'd Matt. By the way, I just DM'd him, and, like, and I'm bridging out. I want to link up, and sent him a bunch of love, and we had a killer interaction today. So, like, I just want to let you guys know, like, 2024 Rags and Crypto Heartbeat, like, dude, we were part of that OG class that all was in one way. So I really hope that him and whatever he's going through is good. Send him much love. He's been a huge part of this community. I mean, you guys know how much he's been a part of this community. I send that guy a lot of love. Much love to you, brother Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Absolutely. All right, it looks like I finally clicked the right buttons. So Yeah, it's we're already seeing some buy and burn already
That's
submitted to
awesome.
this contract. So wow. So yeah, this is going to be huge, and this is a excellent partnership. And buy and burn just makes things a lot more interesting and exciting. And it's just great that good, genuine people in the Pulse Chain ecosystem can we can all support one another. We can all win together, and this is proof that it's possible. So very excited for the things to come.
Can't wait for that stream tomorrow. Yeah, these guys talk about it and everything, and celebrate a little bit. You know, so everyone.
Y'all need to like have a party or something.
Yes, sir.
That's Coach Litt's orders. You need to go like have a massive fiesta. Like you need to celebrate the wins, bro. We didn't 2x. We didn't even 2x. You need to celebrate what we have. Let's be realistic. If we're pumping 50, 100 X's, shit would be different. But we are where we are. We're on the ship. We're out to sea. You ain't getting back to shore. And if you dump, you're going to be out with no boat because you sold your bag. So you can't sell your bag, but you're on the ocean, on the boat, and there's no land. And you can't swim to shore because you're going to drown. You get it? We're here. I'm a ride or die on the ship. I'm like, all right, y'all, I'm here. You still here? Texans, you here? You here, Texans? Where y'all at? And you're like,
Now
we're
you
here,
gotta
Lit.
stay here,
I'm like,
Lit,
fucking-
because
all right,
your
let's have a
energy and
fiesta.
positivity
Time
has
took
been
your
missed.
wallet. You're getting a buy and burn.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Hexy I'm sorry. I didn't mean to talk over you.
I was saying, now that you're here, you have to stay here. You can't disappear again.
Yeah, well,
Because
I don't think I'm
you're-
going to have another mom die, so.
Dude,
That was
I know.
wrecked.
I've
Dude,
been there.
my mom
I
died. I got a
understand.
sibling, like got lawyered up like 4 days later. I'm
I
so
understand.
ruthless. Y'all
Damn.
know about your childhood trauma coming back to haunt you?
Every day.
You wait till one of your parents dies and there's a little bit of money lying around.
Yeah.
That's what happened. So it was heartbreaking. Oh my god, heartbreaking, dude. Like, unfortunately, like, some of you are gonna have to experience what I did. Some of you are not only children. Some of you have siblings. Some of you parents are gonna die, and they're gonna have a different idea than you. Some of you may be attached to something that they're not, and they may lawyer up on you. And you're like, what the fuck? You lawyered up? We have a lawyer. It's mom's lawyer. And we're all like we're all under mom's lawyer and like in the trust. Like, what are you doing? Like unfortunately that's the reality. People are gonna have that. So like I could not stream, you guys. I think I recorded like 20 videos. Like no joke, no exaggeration. Like 18 to 20 like videos are recorded from that time. Like when I was just trying to come back, and guess what happened? Every single time the fire was gone. It was gone. Talk about lit. I was like freaking not lit, y'all. I was like, the fire was gone. I had made 100 pulse chain videos like every day, responded to every comment, treated pulse chain like it was my own project without knowing it. I didn't mean to do that. I just started streaming every day, devoted my life to pulse chain. What the hell did I do? I just started making 100 pulse chain videos, going crazy, you guys. Okay, I was the one who went nuts in pulse chain, and that is why I really like Rags and Crypto Heartbeat. Like, we were there at that time. It was wild. It was bull euphoria. The end of the bull. We didn't know it. We did not know it was the end of the bull. So like, I feel like we've been trauma bonded through the top of a bull down to the bear. Like, pulse chain's in puberty, and we've been trauma bonded. What up, Toth? Much love, bro. I just streamed with Toth a couple days ago. It was super fun, dude. Big shout out to Toth, y'all. Please go subscribe to him. I'd like to get him over 1,000. He's another person who's been here a long time, and he pisses a lot of people off. And he doesn't make sense to a lot of people, but he's got a good heart, and he's like, he's an artist. If you want to understand Toth, ask him to spit bars over a beat in a green room. Then you'll understand his brain. He freaking did that to me. He just put a beat on it, started spitting bars in the green room, and I'm like, dude, what? And it kept going. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, freestyle, popping off, saying wild shit that makes you like, what the fuck is he talking about? But it made sense. And you're like, whoa, like that's how Toth makes sense. So I'm over here, Coach Lit in 2024 in Pulse Chain, like, how do I keep Toth and Funding Gym and Crypto Coffee and Texan and Crypto Harpy and Identity Block and Liquid Loans and J Money and Crypto, like, Magic Carpet Ride and Power City with Jesse? Like, how the hell do I get all of y'all together? Can it be done?
I'll pray for you.
You think you'll pray for me?
I know some of those guys.
Yeah.
So tell me the truth. Can we be honest?
Yeah.
Is that stupid? Like, is it stupid to try to do that? Here's the question.
No.
Here's the real question. Do people get attached to something like a token or a community? And if you try to onboard them into yours, they're like, can't sit here, seats taken. You get that? Is it like that? Or is it like, sure, tell me about the tokenomics. I'd love to learn if it's better than the 6 months I've put into researching this. Like, people's time is invested. They get attached to stuff. And I'm now wondering, do we need to let the people in crypto, like, be in crypto and leave them alone because they already found their community? Or do we need to keep trying? Part of me is like, I don't want to try anymore. I don't want to keep trying. If you like that coin, love you, bro. Go love your coin.
I think it's more like, I think it's more acceptable now than it's ever been to combine the communities. Like, I think a lot more people are a lot more open-minded than they were a year ago. So I think someone needs to lead that cause, Lit.
Coach Lit's on the job, y'all.
You know, they're more open to it. Sorry, Lit, but there's going to be a lot. This is, I think.
Speak your mind, bro. I appreciate truth. Like,
it's a tough one to say because I think a lot of them are going to talk the talk, but
not do it.
Not many are going to walk the walk like KV and Don Montoya and Matt and Rags did. You know, I've heard a lot of people talking. I hope it doesn't frustrate you. I hope people actually come through and don't just BS you and waste your time, because I don't want to see that. I want to see what you're doing, what you're attempting to, you know, Operation Pulse Chain Bull Run, just friggin' rocket. And maybe we're at that time with the OA money coming in and the SEC. We got a little bit more structure on how long this is going to take, and we saw Richard's team. So maybe people will be willing to do more than just talk.
Yeah. It's all on chain, so if they participate, they do. If partnerships are formed, they are. If not, they're not. And if the experiment fails as a coach, I'm not going to be hurt. Fuck y'all. You can't hurt Coach Lit because the experiment failed. I tried to help. If you don't want my help, I'm not going to throw myself in the fucking river and drown myself for you. You're the one in the river. Pull yourself out. You're not having fun anymore. You didn't even 2x. It's not working. Wake up. It's not fucking working. So pull your ass out of the river, whether you want me to help you or not. Just self-cognate that you're in the river and you didn't even 2x yet. And we should probably come together, reformulate a plan, and actually start supporting the right projects and just build this chain adoption. Like, clean up our communities first, and then all reach out to people who've never heard of Pulse Chain. Create ways that they can come onto chain without even knowing it. That is the future. Lit Tank has been pumping out ideas like that, and I'm connecting the developers. I already have. I've taken those ideas directly to the devs. The devs are already cooking it up. Some of them are like, hey, what did you do? Like, they're kind of overwhelmed because they get this big ass freaking message from me with all this energy, and it's all this Lit Tank fire, and they're just like, yeah, actually that could probably work. And I'm like, can you cook this up? And like, we get in deep talks, dude. I am here to try to help this community. I've sacked. I'm freaking on the ship out in the ocean. I cannot get back to shore unless I sell my bags, and I'm not gonna do that, right? Like I'm a long-term stock market investor. I was taught 5-year minimum hold. Crypto's different, right? Crypto's different, but now we're in this situation, so I'm like adapting. I'm trying to adapt, and I'm trying to be as realistic as I can. So like, if people participate, they do. If not, they don't. If people don't participate, it's probably personal. It's probably personal. Because if they see what I'm actually doing, they're like, whoa, Lit's pulling himself out of it, connecting the community with devs that would never be connected. These people would never be connected regularly. Like, these devs are hard to access, and they don't have time to just build whatever. They're busy. A lot of them are very busy. A lot of them I reached out to are like, dude, I cannot help you. I love you, but I can't help, bro. So I've had to deal with that. But like, I'm still going to try. And here's my view as a coach. All of these people have put so much work into their community. Why not try to maximize it? You've already put that much work into your community. Why not be open to out-of-the-box thinking? Like, why do you have to just keep going the way everyone else has gone for all these years? What if Pulse Chain's different? Like, what if Pulse Chain is a different plan? That's my question. Like, is Pulse Chain a different plan? Or do we just not have enough money coming in to 2x? Because anytime money comes in, it just gets dumped by all those big wallets and all the medium wallets and all the little guys at the bottom who get shook. Like, we haven't even 2x. So I'm really humbled by that, but I'm also realistic. I'm also going to be realistic about it. Like, all right, okay, let's not be emotional. What do we do about it? What are you guys going to do about it? Like, is that your problem that we haven't 2x'd, or is it my problem? Or is it Richard's problem? Or is it the whale's problem? Like, we have to ask ourselves whose problem it is. And if we don't know whose problem it is, we can't solve it. So Lit Tank is like really trying to bring people like you guys, people like Identity Block, who's been here in crypto a long time. I talked to this guy in the chat here. Where is his name? The cryptographer. I just talked to cryptographer. We just had a green screen interview, and he said, "Hey, is this recorded?" And I said, "No, I don't like to record myself just if I don't have to." And he's like, "Oh, well, I want to share my idea." And then I realized, like, live with him, oh, you know what? When people are sharing their ideas, like, they don't actually know me. So I have to record it and keep proof of it, because I don't want their game theory, you guys. I don't want to steal these dudes' shit. Like, who am I if I steal their idea and then try to make money from it, and I do make money and they're cut out? Then what? I'm out buying steak, eating, and every time I eat, like, they're suffering and I'm winning. That doesn't make me feel like I won. I want to fucking earn it. I want to be a man. Y'all are from Texas. You know what I'm talking about. You stand up and you make your way in this world. Like, you protect yours. That's the Texan way. I know, dude. I know people in Texas. I know, dude. You stand up for your shit in Texas. It's like, I get that vibe.
Yeah.
You know? A lot of people where I'm from live in Texas now. They pieced out of Cali so fast because the damn politics shifted. I happen to love the nature here. Right? But the politics suck here. It's like the most woke bullshit I've ever seen in my life. It's everything the republic of our Constitution was not.
It's undermining the republic of our constitution. So I don't like seeing what's happening with the new agenda. I like being in DeFi. I'm in Pulse Chain. I would like to 50, 100x. I'd like to do that. So if we're all here, that's it. I want to put our heads together, think tank style. What can TEXAN do for their piece? What can you contribute to the whole? What can every other piece along with you? Now that makes an impact. If you guys just do it, it's not going to move the needle. But if 100 people with you or 1,000 people with you who all have their own communities and their own projects do it, that's when we start moving the needle. So in my brain, either that happens or I'm delusional and it doesn't fucking matter. And just the OA and Whale are going to do what they do. And I should just put my feet up and start laughing at everything. Do you get what I'm saying?
For the housing market to recover.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We are already at an hour and 21 minutes. Lit, I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming on. I really do appreciate having you on here. Does anybody have any closing final thoughts before we wrap up?
I think just keep the faith lit. Some of the economic energy that you talk about, from the OA or whales, when they know it's time to pump, it's time to pump. And I think that's where the Pulse Chain community has so many different YouTube streamers that when it's almost like Black Friday, when we're all at the stores and we're waiting for the masses and the crowds, they need to have channels in which that are, able to help, feed people in the right direction. And so sometimes we're just kind of waiting on the ebb and flow. It's just like in real estate. You're in real estate and you're kind of at the mercy of the Federal Reserve interest rates, right? And so that's the big whale in the room. And so you're in a situation where if you're going to stay in the real estate game, well, you might just have to wait, you know what I mean, for things to come around. And I'm convinced that we're in the right place at the right time. And we just need to, that doesn't mean that you just give up on the mission. It's just the mission needs to kind of come to you sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what you guys are doing is fantastic. The I am buy and burn is probably, isn't that the biggest news you guys have had in your community? That's freaking amazing.
Is it? Yeah, I think it's history.
That is history, dude. You got a perpetual generating fee structure burning your token. As long as that relationship's good, as long as internet money's good, as long as transactions are going through that wallet, TEXAN's getting burned. You guys should be fucking celebrating. I don't know why y'all aren't drinking and popping bottles. What are you doing, dude?
I gotta get on the road early in the morning.
You need to end this stream and go to each other's houses and freaking pop some bottles, dude. What are you all doing?
Oh,
yeah,
definitely will. Definitely will. Me and Mama's getting on the road in the morning.
I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll have a party. And anyone that makes it to the Pulse Chain tour event in Houston, February 17th, there will be TEXAN speakers there, and there will be a party.
Yeah. So let me I don't want someone thinking that I'm not bullish on Pulse Chain. I'm realistic. You guys understand that? I'm being realistic. We didn't 2x, and yes, the OA can bridge in and absolutely destroy that in days. So my faith is unwavered. I'm on the ship. I didn't sell. I've never even I never even made another project on my channel that wasn't Pulse Chain until this year. And I'm not even really pumping other projects. I'm trying to bring us all together. You know what I'm saying? It's a little different what I'm trying to do. So I have the faith on Pulse Chain, but what I'm trying to do is grease the track so that when the OA pump comes, we are as prepared as ready. And if we set up the right systems, if we build on Pulse and Pulse X so that a big OA pump comes in, what if we build like stuff that pumps into it? So like, that's my passion. My passion is using the brain power to innovate here. And look, pull that comment up. Lit is fudding. I don't think I can FUD, bro. Like, I don't think I can FUD. I appreciate you guys having me on here. I think my closing view is I just want to be realistic with where we are, and I want to structure the future as intelligent as possible. Partnerships like you, I Am Money, Texan Token, I love seeing that. I want to see more of that stuff in the community. And like, you guys can now work together. You know what I'm saying? I love that. So I want to see more of that. And I really appreciate being here. And who knows what the future is going to hold? You know, it's like we're all here. We've been through this giant ride. We might log in one day and the OA pumps hard and we just are celebrating. So I look forward to celebrating that day with y'all. But in the meantime, like, I want to do everything I can to get us as just the best chain we possibly can be. So I appreciate everything you do, and thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. And thank you, Crypto Compassion. Thank you, David, Godfather. Thank you, everybody, for being here with us, and we will catch you next Sunday. So hope everybody has a great night and a great week, and we will see you soon.
Love y'all.
Later.